Hey everyone, welcome back to Levi's Locks. This is turning $100 into $1,000. Quick recap, we went 3 and 2, we split the props 1 for 1, and then unfortunately we missed the GGM pick. Big swing, but we did miss. So ultimately we've clawed back the losses from week 2, and we are now even just a smidge under 100, so we're going to dive right in. First pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the money line, is once again they are underdogs, and they're underdogs to the Falcons. Falcons have not played great this year. They haven't been terrible, but they haven't been particularly good either. They're just a little off. Nothing is quite clicking, and I don't really see them doing enough. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers are starting to really hit their stride. Yes, they did struggle against the Broncos, but they had a myriad of injuries. But as you saw, they made adjustments to their offensive line injuries this past week and got a few guys back on defense, most importantly Vita Vea, and absolutely decked the Eagles. They are not going to take the Falcons lightly. It is a divisional game. They're going to come out on top. Number 2, we're going to go with the Texans as plus 100 underdogs. The Bills this past week got embarrassed and exposed. And ultimately, I know the Ravens are a good team, but they haven't had a great defense up to this point and yet still caused the Bills a lot of problems. And that Bills defense, which I've been thinking has got a lot of issues, is missing a few personnel from last year, missing some guys, really got exposed by that Ravens offense. They got to beat up on bad teams, but that run is over. And playing the Texans, who, yes, they haven't looked the best, have won a lot of games, have played tougher opponents. The Texans are ready for this. The Bills aren't quite yet. Take the Texans on the money line, get your plus odds, plus 100, take advantage of it. For pick 3, I have the Broncos as 3-point favorites over the Raiders. The Raiders, they did escape with a win last week, and that's great, but the Broncos are starting to actually catch a little bit of heat here. They've won 2 in a row. They've got a little confidence behind them now. Sutton and Nix are starting to connect a bit. And ultimately, that Raiders defense is weak, and they'll be able to take advantage of that defense for sure. While on the other hand, the Denver Broncos defense is legit, as we just saw, completely containing the Jets offense. And they'll be able to hold this Raiders offense way down the points, especially without Devontae Adams. Expect the Broncos to take that 3-point victory. It won't be a high-scoring game. The Broncos defense will mostly control it. I think they cover the 3-point spread. For pick number 4, I am taking the Seahawks on a bigger line, 6-point favorites, but it's over the Giants. And ultimately, I don't think this needs a lot of explanation, this pick. The Seahawks have played very well this year. They did lose to the Lions. They played very well in it. It wasn't like they got exposed. They just didn't win against a very, very, very good team. Arguably the best NFC team right now, although they lost to Tampa, so you can have your arguments. However, they certainly played well, but lost, which means they will have a little fire under them. They're going to come out there gunning for a victory. The Giants just aren't all that good, and it's that simple. When you just lost, your first loss of the season, you want to come back hard. They're going to give Daniel Jones all kind of confusion with the Mike McDaniels defense. Take that 6-point line. They're going to want to make a statement this week. And for my last pick, I'm going to go with the hometown favorite. I am going to take the money line, plus 143 Browns over Commanders, which is a little bit bold, but I'm just thinking things are going to be a little different this week. Nick Chubb could be back. I think he will be. And with Nick Chubb, he's going to create major problems for that Washington Commanders defense. They're not good. They're very bad defense. I think the Browns are ready to look a little bit better than they have the past few weeks. They're going to look to take advantage of that and do as much as possible. I think Deshaun Watson has looked better in recent weeks. And again, that Commanders defense, being as porous as it is going to have problems dealing with even Watson, and Chubb should give them a lot of issues. On the other side, Jaden Daniels has looked very good, but he is still a rookie. This is a very solid secondary. I think they can cause them problems. I think they're very motivated to show up and actually win this game. Last week, they actually still looked pretty good against the Raiders. Even though they didn't quite play to the most elite level, it was a defensive touchdown that really put the Raiders over the top. So expect them to come out with a vengeance and actually surprise the NFL this week with the victory. That wraps up my picks for the week. I'm looking forward to going 4-1 this week. Hey, maybe even 5-0. Look out for the shorts version that'll be coming out hopefully tomorrow, maybe Thursday, which will have my 2 props and degenerate pick of the week. Look forward to seeing you then.